Hey YouTube, is Imperial Acer bringing you another episode. Hey, typically I would do Pokemon, but today we had a Star Wars Unlimited that came out and are new and pristine, and we also got a starter. And you guys know I'm a diehard fan of games and whatnot, but Star Wars is special place in my heart. So um, let's go for the opening of the box here. So we got a Star Wars Unlimited Spark of Rebellion, two-player starter. It's ready to go, ready to play. It tells you what's in the box. I do have other cards here in this box. I'll open up really quick, but just wanted you guys to see what's in the starter if you haven't seen one already. And typically I would do Pokemon, but today I'm sure a little cheating doesn't help. But let's get to opening up the starter here. All right. I see the perforated top here, so we just get into it, right? All right, got some kind of play paper. I would hope it'd be like an actual mat, but I guess it's kind of hard to fit it in there. And I can see the cards, they're kind of like braced in there. They're sitting there quite well. So, see if I can get to them. You have to kind of like put your hand in and push it apart. I could be doing it wrong, but I do see perforation there. I have to just go into it. Haha. Old school. Always works. I see the card packs in there. All tucked away in some kind of nice laminate paper. It's like a parchment paper. It's kind of like what you bake cookies and goods. That was one. Got some good cards, some shinies there. Alright. It's a stack of unlimited cards. So the best part of getting, these bulk cards, you get a lot of cards and you can make your deck relatively cost effective, and you could possibly, resell them at a higher cost. But highly recommend going online, eBay or Amazon or something. Just get, because people, like I said, they open the packs and they only get the nice and shiny stuff, and what you're left with is, the so-called regular cards. But that's what makes the game popular and special. Yeah, that's pretty. That is pretty. So I like the art. The art's, they put a lot of work into it, and the artist names are kind of like right there in the corner there. You can kind of see his name, my finger, right there. Get that in focus. So the names are in the lower right corner. Depends on how you're looking at the left facing the camera. And to my understand, restore is you restore 2 to the actual base. You have a base and a boss card. And let's see if I can find a boss card in this pack here. Let's see. Just grab it. Because I think the parchment, it's just parchment paper. There's no plastic or anything that protecting these, so you have to be on your P's and Q's. You can't, just go in there with your fingernails and cut up everything. That's not what you want to do. So there's a base and there's a leader card, and there we go. It's Skywalker. That's your leader card. He will have an action. Okay, and that's the cost of 1. To actually do his action in this state. So leader card will be facing this way, from what I understand, looking at videos. I haven't played it myself, but I can't wait. This is epic action. If you control 6 or more resources, deploy this leader. So you need resources. Resources are basically the cards themselves. So I guess when you first start each turn after you regroup, and you have this action phase, which is the basic attack. And regrouping is just flipping everything back to normal, and making sure you got all the upgrades you need. But you have this leader card that faces this way, and And in order to use them, you have a resource. In the turning, you have to tap. It's kind of like Magic the Gathering. You probably hear that a lot. Excuse me. And the force, the rebel force, and you have different forces. You have rebel force, you have the empire, and then you have kind of like your sympathizers and so forth. There's a book on it, and I believe they should provide a book for you. It's kind of cool. Also provide little kind of cool. It just goes right into the box, so you can put your stuff in. And that's cool. I like it. And it has Darth Vader on it. And then you also have Luke Skywalker. Look at that. And all you do is kind of like just push it together, and it just forms into an automatic box, like little origamis. It's pretty cool. You just put your hand down there and mix the box. Completes the box. You just put the cards in. Just press on the box and probably make this happen here. That's pretty much it. That's your box. And close the corners. Voila. Yeah. Do the same thing for here. Excuse me. Sneezing. It's dust. Dust from the box. So, look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. And we were able to get that all in that small little box there we saw. So we have a place to store our cards. So if we got here, this is like the incentive or initial card. So this is the card that either this one or this one. I don't know all the details. I know these are like health. So you have health tokens on your base. So once you, I think some bases are 25, some bases are 30 health. And the main objective, you have air, space, and ground attacking bases, and that's pretty much what these are, is to track the health. I'm going to give you 2 of them. And that's like an initiative card. I forgot. It's like an initiative. So if you have this card, you basically have an option to say, hey, next turn, I like to go first. So it's good to have as a backup, especially if you have that. And the initiative card is good. If one player uses it, then it goes to the next player, and so forth. So it goes back and forth. And it does come with a book, a starter rule book. So that kind of help us figure out what it is. Epic action counter. So I guess once you do your epic action, you can only do your epic action once. So once you do it, you put the counter on, saying, "Hey, you can't do it anymore." I think we should give you 2, right? 2 epic actions, because you have 2 characters. This is a 2-player game. And so ready, exhaust. Just like Magic, I think it was like tap. You gotta tap your mana. That's when you're tapping your cards, which acts like mana. Resource cards to do so. And it tells you the HP, power, and the cost. Alright, the different cards are pretty cool. But yeah, this is ambush. After you play this unit, you may be ready and attack. Enemy unit. This unit doesn't ready. There's no enemy units to attack. So I guess this goes out there. So if you deploy this first and the enemy unit comes into play, they automatically get attacked from the ambush. As you play this card, you may be ready and attack an enemy unit. So you can either use it to attack an enemy unit, or I believe if the enemy unit comes in, you can go forth and attack them just like a real ambush. You have grit. It gives you a +1 to 0 for each damage. Overwhelm, when this unit deals damage to an enemy unit while attacking, deal excessive damage. But you guys can read that. That's pretty cool. And restore and heals damage from your base equal to the restore value. So you have like restore 2, restore 1. Saboteur, you have a sentinel word. Sentinel basically means you protect, and you can't protect if you sabotage their abilities. So, and also you defeat all shields. So the Saboteur does a lot of stuff. Just that one card does too. It ignores the Sentinel, which is like a guard, and it defeats or ignores basically the token shield before dealing with damage. So it does, that is devastating. That ability, Saboteur, and Sentinel. I mean, The enemy unit is the same arena ground. So I guess you can have a sentinel in the air and the ground, as this unit can't attack your non-sentinel units in this area or your base. Huh, interesting. So if you have multiple units with a sentinel in the same area, your opponent may choose which of the units to attack. Place units with sentinels slightly ahead of the other units in the arena as a reminder that they must be attacked. Okay. But so if it's an air and if it's a ground and space, so it doesn't matter which one it is. If it's a sentinel, you have to attack both enemy units in the same arena, ground or space, as this unit can't attack your non-sentinel units in this arena or your base. So if they're non-sentinel, you can't attack them. But I'm assuming if they're sentinel, you can attack each other. Okay, so unit can't attack your non-sentinel. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yeah, it goes back to sentinel. So if an enemy unit in the same arena as the attacker has the sentinel, it must be chosen as defender unless the attacker has the abattoir. So if it has sentinel, you gotta attack it first, pretty much. But I believe if it's sentinel, you can still attack. It's just like a wall. And that's the only thing I don't know. If it's because the sentinel, they just stand there. So it's kind of like a chess. You got a rook. You can only move front and back, but it's supposed to. You can castle with a rook. So it's a very defensive piece. But enough of that. We got another pack here. This inside. We'll go through all the nice and shinies. As an incentive, they did get some nice and shiny Star Wars Unlimited cards over yonder. Let's see here we go. Aha, the Dark Vader. And then we got Darth Vader here. And he is beautiful. Let's see. One of these days I'll do a video for some of the other 6 inches that I have around the room. Like I said, big Star Wars fan, among other things. Let's see here. This one action, you get 1 resource to turn. If you play I guess that icon right there is, I guess, the Imperial icon. And if you play this card in this phase and deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a base. Wow, so it does damage to a unit. So if I tap this, it does damage. So automatically, if you control 7 or more resources, deploy this leader, flip him and ready him and move him to the ground area. So if I have 7 resources, yeah, there's 7, and he's Imperial. So it has it right here too. Force Imperial, so 8 defense, 5 attack, and that's the other icon. There's like 2 of them. So if you have 2 of them. If you have a resource and the leader and they have this icon, you don't have to add another. I think you have to add like 1 or 2 depending on how many you have. So if you don't have any of these, you have to pay two additional costs or add 2 additional costs if this is like a regular item or a regular unit. But this is a leader card, so this one's going to be facing this way on the mat as you begin to play. Let's see here. Take a look at the mat. As we talked about the mat, there's 2 of them. This is a 2-player game, right? Let's see here. Look at that. Now, I heard that you can get other mats. It's more like just a paper mat. But it's broken out into space over there and ground units and base, leader, and resources right here. Let's see what else it has here. It has a deck, discard pile. Has some keyword references to help. That's pretty cool. Round structure, action phase. It has action phase. It tells you by round what to do, and it tells you by phase and regroup. So this mat's really helpful actually to try to get you started. And it has a lot of that. I think it acts as a poster too. We already know who that is. Luke. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. That is pretty cool. And there you go, in the bottom here. That's a Star Wars Unlimited. That's gonna be good fun. Good fun. And it's just a paper mat. So if you want something nice, I'm sure there's aftermarket that you can get. Oh, good news. This. Nice. Star Wars Unlimited. You know who this is? Darth Vader. Oh yeah. We got the ground units, resources, same thing as the other one. I really find that the instructions on the bottom are really helpful. So as you're playing, you can try to like glance at it to just remember what phase or action or regroup phase. So let's look at regroup phase. Players complete each of the following steps. Draw 2 cards. You may choose to put a card from your hand into play, face down as a resource. Ready all exhausted cards in play. So, and then go to the action phase of the next round, starting with the player who has the initiative. So, if you have the initiative, you go to that player, he starts it all. Now, but I hear that you can expend your initiative card. So there's the initiative counter. So if you have the initiative card, you can say, hey, next round, I want to use my initiative to go first. And so what that does is if you know the guy is like, has tons of units and he's like overpowering, but you can somehow squeeze in maybe 5 or 6 hits on the base and to win the game, that's when the initiative is kind of key. So put your base in the play face down. So you have the base here, located at the top, and the leader, and then your ground unit. So you have 2 different areas you have to fight. It's pretty cool. Cool concept. I like it. I like that a lot. I mean, a lot of these games, and they've already been done, right? So a lot of these games have already been done, but there's the base. There we go. We got 30 health. I get that. That's a lot of detail, huh? What's this? Luke Skywalker deck. So this game's like already ready to play on. This one called Zero. Oh, I think experience. So you can for 0 cost, you can give someone experience. That is pretty cool. So you can really put a lot of 0 resources. Now I heard you can only have three of any card, and that kind of shows it. I think you can kind of see it there. I got it upside down. Shows you the list, and you can see the highest number, I believe, is 3. You got a bunch of 1s. So from what I understand, if it's 1, it's a pretty strong card. If it's 3, you want to get a lot of the lesser, cheaper cards in more than the expensive cards. Because you already know the expensive cards, they're going to do a lot of damage. You can use them as a resource. But the cheaper cards are going to be the ones that kind of amass and do a lot of the hitting and going back and forth until you can get to enough resources to be able to afford some of the bigger hitter cards and hopefully win the game that way. It depends on your character. If you have a strong hero, I hear there's other heroes. Sabrina, I heard that's a killer deck, and yeah. Let's see here. We went through those 3. Talked about the 3 maximum. We got the 2-1B surgical droid. That's pretty cool, guys. We got an R2D2. Haha, look at that. This is when played on attack. Look at the top card of your deck, and you may put it on the bottom of your deck. Otherwise, leave it on the top of your deck. This is very informative. They really go into a lot of detail to tell you what the card does. Let's go back to this one. This says, on attack, you may heal 2 damage from another unit. That is pretty good. So you got cards helping each other. You got another one. You have 3 R2D2s. Wow, look at that. You got an Alliance X-Wing, and it's 2 damage. That's a Rebel vehicle. So this is the vehicle card. So I've seen that, like there's some vehicle or non-vehicle add-ons, and you got 3 Alliance wings. That's pretty cool. And you got C-3PO. Look at that. Look at him go. It says when played on attack, choose a number, then look at the top card of your deck. If it costs is the chosen number, oh wow, so you can put a number as there. It says the cost is the chosen number, you may reveal and draw it. That is cool. So I can choose a number. So it's saying like I could choose a number, right? So I can say like 2, and then I look at the top card, and if it's 2, if it costs, the cost is up here, is 2, right? If the cost is 2, and then I can pick that. I could pick that card. So if I pick, another C3PO, that'd just be another card I could use and play with. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Let's see, there's three of them. So I guess because you're trying to get as many cards into your hand as possible. And if you know your card selection majority, if you guess right, that's a pretty good card, and you can. And I think you could reveal it and draw it. So you can draw it. You can't go into play, but you can draw it. I think it doesn't say play. The cost, and then you may reveal. It says you may reveal it. So I could show it to the person, say, hey, I got to show it, and then draw it. I don't know if draw necessarily means play, but um, otherwise leave it on the top of your deck. So I guess if I don't want, I can leave it on the top of the deck. Oh, I have to leave it on top of the deck if I guess wrong, I guess. But at least I know what card is coming, so it helps me with planning. Regardless, Saboteur, when this unit attacks, ignore Sentinel. That's pretty good. It's like a sniper with a armor bullet that goes through everything. Wow, look at that. Restored Arc 170. You got a few of those. And you got Leia Organa, Princess Leia, we all know, and so do love. Either ready a resource or exhaust a unit. That is pretty good. So a resource, like I said, you need resources in order to play these cards. So that's the cost. So you need 2 resources. So when you draw the 2 cards from Understand, out of the 2 cards, you can either choose to put a resource down, which is the thing you should do advantageously, because a lot of people are going to go low. That's just the nature of it. Because it's a fast-paced game. This game is really not meant for the long term, unless you have an identical opponent and you guys are like trading hits and healing, and just waiting for the big punch. So it depends. But from what I hear, a lot of people in the winning cards go really low in order to, or people have a combination, but they go really low first, and then they eventually basically like a piranha. They slowly eat you alive. So that's pretty cool. So you either ready a resource or exhaust a unit. And exhaust a unit, all that is turn it there. So it can't really do anything, right? When you're exhausted, you're tired. Just think of that, and it's not going to do anything. But you can, ready a resource. So you can turn it over, and as long as it's that Star Wars Unlimited, that is the resource. That was pretty cool. Or actually, either ready a resource. So ready a resource would be kind of like I've exhausted it. Like I've tapped that mana. Now I got to untap it. I'm using Magic the Gathering terms for Star Wars, because we've all grown up in that area of Magic the Gathering. So they kind of use that to their advantage. And you got a rogue operative. That's pretty cool. Saboteur, very strong. It does, like I said, we saw Saboteur does both shield, and it tells you right on the card, when this unit attacks, ignore the Sentinel, so the guard, and defeat the defender's shield. That is crazy, and it's only a cost 3. Cost 3, and as a rate 2 is basically, it tells you this unit gets +2 while attacking. I like how they really spell it out, so those that don't know don't have a good memory, don't play this game, they can just pick it up, have a good, old fun family game. And very, very cool game, yes indeed. This is your first lieutenant rebel trooper. Very effective, low cost, so you can get into the action. Defense is 3, so you guys are going to be exchanging shots. I like here, it says when played, you may attack with a unit, and if it's a rebel unit, it gets +2. That's pretty cool. That is cool. I do like that. This is a wing commander. Wing commander, it gets 2 experience tokens to another friendly unit. That is pretty strong. So if I have a bunch of wing commanders and they're giving, when you play this, you can give two experience. So one experience would be 1/1. So in essence, I would give 1/1. So this would be a 3 and a 2. I'm giving 2 experience tokens to another friendly unit. I could virtually give, if it's 2 experience, I'd be 2/2. So it'd be 2 there and 2 here. We got 4, 3. That's pretty cool. That's how I'm interpreting. So a lot of this stuff, like I said, you really have to play, and this Yoda, godly, all the great cards, and I only see one of Yoda, but it says restore 2 to the base. That's pretty good for the base. Heal your base when this unit attacks, and heal 2 damage from your base. So that's that 2 to restore 2 to base. So your base taking hits, well, Yoda, he can heal it uh, when this unit attacks. So every time tap, untap, tap, and untap, he's also healing as he's knocking your guys off the board. Choose any number of players, and they each draw a card. Huh. So I can choose myself. I can choose them. How does that help? I guess if they can run out of cards faster, and that's another thing. If they run out of cards, you start with 50 cards, and if you run out of the 50 cards, you start losing health to your base automatically. So you got health being lost every single time you go into your turn, and you're being hit. So eventually you're gonna dwindle and lose the game because your base is been destroyed. So that's pretty cool. And you got Cloud City, Wingguard. They look pretty strong, good defense. I got the Sentinel action. This is units in this arena can't attack your non-Sentinel units or your bases. So they're basically like a wall. Maybe some people can get through the wall, some people can't. So, but I'm sure a lot of people are building their decks around to prevent the wall from stopping them or slowing them down. So, and just going right after the prize. And I know there's some cards that basically kill the ability of other cards to be able to get through the Sentinel for one turn. I've seen things like that. So Sentinel, see, there's another one, and this is one that's in space. It's a unit that's in space. It's System Patrol Craft. It's a fighter. So it's like a UAV basically. It stays in the air. We've seen these guys in many episodes, usually on the capital ships. Very cool, right? Very cool. Council Security Force. Look at that. It says Atark Liberator Gunship. That is pretty cool. This is actually shooting. This is ambush. After you play this unit, you may ready and attack an enemy unit. Oh, so ambush is not necessarily, I guess it is. So reading this is after you play this. So I gotta play this card down, bam. And it says you may ready this card and attack an enemy. So once you put the card down, right? Usually when you put the card down, it would be exhausted. Anything, even the resources, when you put resource down, it comes in exhausted. That much I know. And then, but this comes not exhausted, but it comes ready to fight as soon as it gets in. And once you already pay the four resource initially to put this down, you could use this over and over again to attack. Once you attack, of course you do this, and then you regroup. Everyone regroups and put them back, and ready for the next attack. We'll draw 2 cards, then attack. Very fast game, very cool. It makes you want to. The replayability is awesome because it's like, hey, I lost one time, but you're gonna keep going and going. We got a General Donana. It's a rebel official. Other friendly rebels units get +1 and 1, so you get attack and defense. That is pretty cool. And we got a Snow Sweeper. We all know this one. It says ambush. It has an ambush again, so it can be ready to go. That is pretty cool, but look at that high cost of 5. I mean, you get the 5, that's pretty hard. I mean, and you're probably only going to have one. Yeah, see, so the higher the card value, you're not going to have a lot of these high hitting cards. So if you're going to invest in a card to make that perfect, that meta pack, whatever you think is going to be the winner, yeah, you're not going to have a lot of those. Oh, there's Chewbacca. There's Chewie, looking meaner than ever, and with a cost of 5. Underworld Wookiee, he's Underworld. Sentinel again, so that means in this arena can attack your non-Sentinel units or base. So when this unit is attacked, ready him. That is awesome. Oh, look at these guys. They look cool, like prison guards, vigilant honor guards. They call them rebels. And you can see the icons. So like I said, these icons, it basically show you what you should have in both your base and your leader. Your base and your leader kind of like dictates whether you're going to pay more resources. So if you have your base and your leader have at least, you know, one. So if your base has this icon, you're covered, so you don't have to pay the cost. If your leader has this icon, you're covered, you don't have to cost. So you just pay the total of 5. But if you're starting to mix match and you have, you know, like Chewie here has a different icon. So in theory, if our leader didn't have that or base didn't have that, you would have to pay a cost of 6, I believe, and so forth like that. So, oh, there's Obi-Wan Kenobi. I bet there's only one of him. Yep, and Han Solo. I bet there's only one of him. Yeah, like I said, very high cost. So in 1s and 2s, it looks like a lot of people playing in 1s and 2s, and 3s probably the max. If you get to 4, yeah, those are probably finishing move cards. And then 5, 6, I've seen them pretty high. I don't know. I laugh at them. They're more artwork than anything, or you can use them as a resource because of the higher cards. And if you live that long to use a higher card, it would be devastating. He has a Sentinel as well. And with defending, give 2 experience tokens to another friendly unit. If it's a force unit, draw a card. So that's pretty cool. He's a defensive guy. He's not attacking. He's not going to go kicking down doors. He's going to be there as like a vigilant guard. But he can be bypassed, like I said. If someone has that sniping ability, you can snipe him out. And yeah. Look at that, Han Solo. He has ambush as well, so he's coming in ready to go. He's hot, he's heavy, he's spraying and praying. Look at that. That's a good picture. I like the artwork. It's a lot of detail. And it says, while attacking, the unit deals combat damage before the defender. So I guess there's a attack that can be done, right? 6. So I understand if you're attacking and you have another card attacking here. So this one does 0, that's a bad example. But say, that's another bad example. These are attachment cards, I believe, weapon cards. Yeah. It's repair, heal damage from unit or base. That's pretty good. Asteroid Sentry exhausts an enemy unit. But, yeah, say if we had an actual combat card. So, we already know who's going to win this fight, right? R2-D2 versus Han Solo. Yeah, Han Solo hands down. So if we had these two face off, which is really unfair, if they faced off, we know Han Solo would win, but R2-D2 would get one hit. So he would be knocked down to 5, yeah, or R2-D2. And there's some cards where it says Overwhelm, I believe, Overwhelm. That's in there. And so whatever access will basically go into the base itself, so the enemy base. So if you have R2-D2 that got hit for 6, and so 2 would creep into the base and hit that base, and that would go deduct that, so you get the 28 going, and that's how that works. So that's pretty cool. That's cool. I really liked how they put the cards in order of cost. That is pretty cool. It's like, oh, well, I think these are upgrade cards. Yeah, these are pretty cool. So your ship's going to get strong really fast, give you a standing chance to kind of fight all different opponents. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That's Krennic on the tower. Yeah, beautiful. The Solo. Love the movie. Actually, Rogue One. Love the movie. It says attack with a unit. It gets +3. Wow, that's a lot of damage for this attack. And you can only attack with a ready friendly unit. Okay, so you really got to plan. So you got to just plan, make sure it's like the unit's ready, not tapped like this where it's exhausted. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Waylay. Return a non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Okay. I can see benefit for that. I can definitely see that. I don't know if it's discard. It says trick, so I'm assuming this is a trick card. You can use it with something else, synergizes with something else, costs 3. So it's not cheap, it's not expensive, it's like middle of the road. And return a non-leader unit to its owner. So in my head, I don't know if so if I see is it non-leader unit in its owner hand, return a non-unit to its owner hands, but there's discard, right? There's a discard pile, and then there's the resources. So I don't know which one it's taking away from. Either it's taking away from the actual discard or resources. Don't know. This is defeat a non-unit leader. That's pretty devastating. That is, yeah, pretty devastating indeed. Look at that. This is non-leader, so non-leader. This would be the leader, either Luke or whoever. So you can use it for all the peons, but you can't use it for the leader. There's Han Solo at the end. That is pretty cool. And we can put it in our little box here, collection. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the benefit, right? So I think I took these cards from the big deck here. I wanted to go through this really fast, just flip through, see what we got. Got a command center. This one was 30. So, Darth Vader. You may deal 2 damage to a unit. So he does 5, and then he does another 2 to whoever you want. If you really want to take out someone, but once again, he has a cost. Well, I don't know if the cost is relevant. It says, so epic action. If you control 7, yeah, so I guess it matches. Well, you need 7 resources to be able to tap them. So, yeah, this is some experience card 0. Tie. Oh, there we go. Got the tie wind fighter. 1 cost. Yeah. Cheap. You want to have a lot of those. I have 2. Figure they have 3. I only have 1 of this for ground. 2, 3. 3 is just 1 troopers. But that damage is huge. The Death Star string damage, that's huge. It's Imperial Official. It's cost 2. Play an Imperial unit from the hand. And just play ready each opponent. Ready. Yeah. Oh, okay. But this helps. That's weird because it helps both people, not just one. That's not good. That's why it only costs 2. Because it's each opponent may ready a unit. I don't want my opponent to be ready, so I don't like this card. I really don't. It's kind of like I want you to attack. Just try it. First Legion. That's pretty cool. It's balanced. 2 defense. But here, look, it says while attacking the damage unit, this unit gets +2. It has an overwhelm, so you gain overwhelm. And it's like it deals excess damage to the opponent's base. And it keeps reminding you. And that negative, is that a -2 or +2? +2. So that +2 really helps. This is while attacking a damage unit. This unit, so it helps to hit him first, or hit him with 1. Then the other guy, you can really do some damage. Yeah, just to get the focus in there. Yeah, +2. So you can go up to 4. These guys are pretty good if you can get a good hit. You get Admiral Mati. When defeated, you may ready an Imperial unit. It's Imperial. All right. Hence, Imperial. So yeah, now you guys know, right? Big in Star Wars. Look at that. That's neat. That's neat. Got a Viper for you can see this. Looking for Luke Skywalker and where they landed. There's Admiral Pite. Each friendly non-leader unit costs 6. That's kind of high. Each friendly non-leader unit costs 6 or more gain that. It would take a long time to really use that, even though these are law clause. That's pretty cool. So when defeated, you may put this into play as a resource. 2, 3. Yeah, so you got 3 resources because you can easily be knocked out. You probably don't want to hit this guy, but you want to hit him because he hits for 2. So if you don't deal with them, they can add up really stack. Cell block guard, Sentinel. It's pretty defensive, but that sniper can get through that. General Years. Other friendly Imperial units get +1/+1. Some mid game action there. Grand Moff Tyranic, when played, search the top 5 decks of your deck. Up to 2 Imperial cards. That's pretty. Yeah, you got 2 of them. So I guess yeah. So the leaders you can have up to 3. and the Imperial Interceptor. That's pretty devastating. You play and deal 3 damage to a space unit. Wind Blade. And then you also do 3. So when you play this here, and you say, oh, I'm playing this, well, it comes in exhausted. So it comes in exhausted, but when it's coming into play, when you play it, so when I play it exhausted, I'm doing 4 damage right off the back. And what it sounds like, it says when played. It doesn't say when attacked, but I wonder if when played means attack. Because, I mean, if I play the card, if I have 4 uses or tap is in play, I figure I can do 4 damage. So there's little gainisms that you have to figure out. If, you know, what do you guys think in the comments? Tell me, when played, do you think it's when you know, put it down, I mean, that comes into play, or when play is when I tap it up, and then when I do my first 3 attack, you know, so every time I play it, I get that extra, you know, 3 damage. Maybe we'll run into another card that has something else as when played. When played, same thing. So give 2 extra experience tokens to another unit. I really think it's when you play it down, you get the overwhelmed. So any excess will go into the base. Like I said, once you get to these level 6, you probably won't see a lot of action unless the person, your opponent, is really good. And these are kind of like finisher cards, you know. Like, yeah, like this. Who would ever get to 8? I have no idea. I mean, you're just playing just to play. Yeah, that's nasty card. I mean, overwhelmed. And when you play and doing 6 and divide as you choose, so you're just pushing out damage. Look at that. Beautiful ships, beautiful cards. I mean, relentless, you know. The first have been played by each opponent. Round uses all the abilities. Devastating cards. And these are the upgrades. 1, 2, 3. This gives you more damage. Attached to non-vehicle, so to ground units. Non-vehicle, like not ships. And when played, if the attached unit is a Dark Vader, it may deal 4 damage to ground. Godly. Tons of damage. This upgrade card is devastating. But like I said, I mean, Dark Vader, you can't really get him out until you get 7 resources, so you got Force Choke. Now the event cards you can play, as is. Open Fire, pretty strong. I'm your father. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty cool. Put that right here. Like I said, this is a game that you can play with your family, your friends. And, this one card gets flipped over. It's 2 cards. It's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. There's some reflective. Some kind of hollow at the bottom. I guess there's some kind of rarity, I guess. I don't remember the other ones having a hollow at the bottom. You see the hollow, you see it shine. That's pretty cool. I guess that's why they're that way. Got a command center. Got another hollow. That's pretty cool. So they really are nice and give you the cards that you need to kind of make your own deck and have fun. Keep fighting. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Capital City. Floating City. Oh, that's fun. Investment to Safely Fang Fighter. When played, you may defeat and upgrade. That's pretty cool. Like I said in the comments, let me know when it says when played, does that mean when I put it down and it's exhausted, you know, in that phase, or does it mean when I ready it, when I attack, you know? Because I'm thinking when played is when it enters the game. So strike true, a friendly unit deals damage equal to the power of the enemy. Okay, some of these we've seen before. It's Luth Insurgent. This is when played. If you played another card this phase, each opponent draws a card, then discards a random card from their hand. Pro and con. What if I need, you know, every single card in order to win? Oh, it's Jane Russo. I like how they have a little hollow right there. They give you a little bit of taste of the hollow of the come. Alright, this is a chopper base. Chopper base. Protect the base. Some of these cards you've seen before. The other big cards, but I see another shiny set. What's her ability? Ignore the aspect penalty on Spectra cards you play. So I guess Spectra cards has an aspect which hurts them, right? So Spectre, I think they ignore these, these penalties these are aspects. So if you have too many, you can't do it. But I believe some of the Spectre cards allow for, if you have more in multi, you can do something. But if this hero basically says you can ignore it, basically I'm putting my finger here and says, guess what? You can do all the attacking you want, it won't matter. That's pretty cool. It's a nice cool city. There's a lot of happening in that city. Castrol City's like Oil City. There's a Gladiator Star Destroyer. We've seen that before. See, it goes back. When played, give a unit Sentinel for this phase. Units in this arena cannot attack your non-Sentinel units of the base. So when played, give a unit Sentinel right off the bat. Interesting. Vanquish, we've seen that one before. It's the Guardian of Wales. This is the first upgrade you play on this unit. Each round costs one less. So it's a stackable unit. You just keep stacking and stacking. This is Gorilla Attack Pod. Grit means any access damage will. This unit gets grit means you get +1. I'm thinking overwhelm. That's pretty cool. So you get 1 for grit. When played, if a base has 15 or more damage on it, ready this unit. So I'm thinking, just based on those instructions, when played, if a base has 15 or more damage, ready this unit. So if I'm looking at someone's city, their base, and I play this card, and if the base has 15, as I look at it, with more damage on it, I can automatically play. So I'm thinking all these cards that says when played, and let me know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. When played means, I can automatically, go and ready this unit. Basically, you get ready to hit something right off the back. I don't have to wait for the exhaust to run out, which is awesome. That's pretty cool. Disarm, you get -4. You're not going to do a lot of damage. And it's only 1, it only costs 1. Pretty cool. The doctor we've seen. It's a volunteer. That's a new grade 1. So this one gets an extra 1 when attacking. And I love how Palpatine Empire. That's what's his special abilities. Let's see, deal 1 damage to a unit and draw a card. So he deals damage to the unit. They don't, not necessarily the base. But look, his cost is 8. And you see the damage here. And damage is 410. So on the other side, it's going to show 410. Yep, 410, costs 8. It says when deployed, take control of the damage non-leader unit. He possesses them. You may defeat. Let me get the light out so you guys can see. This is when deployed. See, that's another one. When deployed, take control of the unit. So when deployed means coming down. When played also means coming down. So we're using like two terms here. On attack, you may defeat unless you on attack. So that means, it's ready and I'm attacking you and exhausting it after attack. You may defeat another friendly unit. If you do, deal 1 damage to a unit and draw a card. And notice to say unit, not a base. Unit actually means a unit, not a base. Casting Endor. That's pretty cool. It was red. It says if you dealt with 3 or more damage to an enemy base this phase, draw a card. So he rewards you for damaging. That's pretty cool. And he was pretty cool in the movie too. And like I said, Rogue One. is awesome. So let's try to get the light out so you can see Saboteur too. That is perfect. That's what he did. He was able to get him out of bases. This is when you deal damage to an enemy base. You may draw a card. Use this ability only once each round. Alright, and you draw a card, so you deal damage to the base, and you may draw when you damage a base. When you damage a base, because you can get through the shields. High cost 6. It would be 6. Alright, that's pretty cool. And that's just, I didn't even go through them all. That's pretty cool. And they all basically do the same, that Battle Marine. I mean, they have no, some of these don't have any abilities, but you can stack them. Look at that, Director Krennic. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This is Restore too, so this leader can really help, defeat those that are hitting your base constantly. So Director, good job on there. Wilderness Fighter, shielded. You play this unit and gives a shield token. So shield is like you hit him once for like 9 damage. Well, he doesn't feel any of that 9 damage, but the next person that goes up and hits him for 1 damage, he goes down to 1. So usually, try to knock out the shields first. So Green Squadron Wing. I heard this was pretty good, pound for being a 2 card, because you get the raid 2. So if you're attacking very offensively, you get that +2 while attacking. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And you get a lot of value. I mean, you get Metal Ceremony. I mean, you can play right away. There's another leader, Organa. I mean, for the value you get, and like I said, people are going through these cards for leaders, so they're buying, like 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, 10 boxes just to find a leader, hoping they can find it. When the leader's already here, so they opened up multiple boxes here. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's a lot of upgrade cards. More Krennic. Should put all the leaders together to make them easier to find. I haven't seen the Sabrina one, the leader Sabrina. I found all the other leaders. I've seen all the leaders. Sabrina must be one of the hard leaders. It's grounded it. Agitator. I'm agitating you. Saboteur. Once again, that's devastating. Devastating. What is this one? Cost 0. Oh, what is this? So it has 2 sides? So this Administration Tower, Tower City 30. But then it says, if damage would be dealt to attached unit, prevent that damage. If you do, defeat a... Huh. So I can use this as a token? That's interesting. So it's a city, and it can be used as token upgrade. One or the other, obviously. If you're going to use it as a base, then it's a base. If you're going to use it as an actual playing card to play into the game, you can as well. So that's another cool shot. Restore 2 to the base. So we get the gist. It's a pretty cool card. Infiltrator, attach unit, King, Saboteur. That's pretty cool. So you attach this underneath a main card, so it would have to be, it's an upgrade, so I can attach this to maybe, air and ground. It doesn't specify what one or the other I can do, but it's a defeated upgrade, so the one here is an upgrade, so I could defeat that one if I wanted to. Pretty cool. I'm surprised I haven't dropped any of these cards yet, and I'll probably jinx myself for doing that. First Lieutenant, we've seen that before. Oh, ISB agent. Just when played, you may reveal an event from your hand. If you do, deal 1 damage to a unit. That's pretty cool. And it says when played, again, you may reveal an event from your hand. If you do, deal 1 damage to a unit. That's pretty cool. He does a lot. He's doing like 2 or 3 things, and he's not reading, but his ability when played, just putting it down, like you said, he's revealing a lot, an event, and you can use the event, reveal the event from your hand. Oh, this is reveal, I can't use it, so I can show it. And if I reveal it, then I can damage units. Like, look at my card, you damage. Alright, hands getting full, Look at that, that's pretty cool. Oh, you seen that? So Carillion Freighter Sentinel. So it just stands there taking hits. It's a different one. Look at this one, right? That's a Jaw Scabber, Saboteur. Nothing too special there. Action. It's one of those leaders. Attack with a unit. If you control this unit, more units than the defending player, hackers get +1 for this action. Or +1. And deploy with 5. So I can just deploy this leader faster. This is not as strong passively. Each other friendly unit gains rate 1. Yeah, so he's a good team player. He makes everything a little bit more even. And while he's stuck in this, and, he has to get 5 to basically deploy this. So relatively low cost. Catacombs. And you got that token upgrade on the back there. It's pretty cool. I should separate. Oh, they're easy to identify, but I can see. You got Rugged Survivors. You got Grit, that +1 on attack. If you control a leader unit, you may draw this card. So that 94. That's a County Defense Walker, Sentinel, Resupply. Put this event into play as a resource. That's pretty good. I mean, I guess this is something you can use right away. That is pretty cool. Put a resource ready to go. So Metal Ceremony, give an experience token to each of the 3 rebel units that attacked this phase. So if you have 3 people that phase that attack, and it's like, I'll give you experience, just +1. It just goes up from there. Devastating. There's a lot of good cards in there. Make an opening. It's like -2. Heal 2 from your base, so you heal 2 to the base. So you have Jito, Capital City down like 28, you can heal back to 30. That's cool. There's arm wrestling. We're arm wrestling each other. Raid 2, basically when you attack, you get another 2 in there, so that's pretty cool. It's only costs 1, so, but it's not good for defense, but this is very good for offense. Vanguard Infantry, pretty cool. It's like a SEAL team. Doesn't it look like a SEAL team going out and coming out of the water? That's what it looks like. It's pretty cool. When defeated, you may give an experience token to a unit. When they die, you give their experience. Comment, Disarm, Cell Block Guard, ISB, There's a lot of James. Castro City. Open fire. It could be devastating. Deal 4 damage to a unit right off the bat. So hey, I'm gonna hit you. You don't get 3 of those. Mercenary Company. Rebel Pathfinder. Ooh, look at this. Boba Fett, guys. Boba Fett, when enemy unit leaves play, you may exhaust this resource. Only 5 too. When this unit completes an attack, if an enemy unit left play this phase, ready up 2 resources. When this unit completes an attack. Okay, so when both attacks for 4, if an enemy unit left play this phase, how can an enemy left play? You mean like die? Then so it says when this unit completes an attack, so 4, he has 3 attack. back here exhausted. And if an enemy unit left play this phase, ready up 2 resources. So every time I kill something, I get 2 resources. If an enemy unit left play. How do the enemy unit leave play? Other than dying. You guys tell me in the comments, let me know what you think. Disable, strike true, system patrol craft, green squadron, recruit, wilderness fighter, restock, asteroid sentry, exhausting enemy unit. I'm not going to make you tired, basically, and give shield tokens to a friendly unit. That costs 3 or less. So it only costs 2. That's a pretty good card, I think, defensively. Ooh, it's a Grand Admiral Thrawn. When attack phase, start looking for the top card of each player's deck. Reveal the top card of any player's deck. Exhaust a unit that costs the same or less than the unit revealed. It's pretty cool. It only costs 1, so you can use action in this position. And for the epic, you can employ them at 6. When you do the action phase, look at the top cards of the deck so you can predict. On attack, you may reveal the top card of any players that exhaust a unit that costs the same. So, I mean, you can use this damage. It's very defensive. So, that is another boss. Let's see here. Another base. It's resupply, a walker, metal ceremony. Got a seasoned shore trooper. It looks like the one from Rogue One, right? They were on the beach. This is why you control 6 or more resources. You get you get +2, so you can do 4 damage. 4 and 3. That's pretty devastating. Get those resources out of room. Fighter, recruit 1, Viper drone. Oh, here goes Sabrina. Right. Damage 1 to an enemy base. And there's no resource cost to it. She just turned and damage 1 damage. If you control 4 and the resource stack is 4 more resources. And I think this is why this is a meta, because it costs so cheap. You know, deal 1 damage to each enemy base. Deal 1 damage to each enemy base. You can have more than 1. Or I am the enemy of my enemy. Deal 1 damage to each base. That's pretty devastating. So each time, and it doesn't cost anything to damage. So you're keeping the game going with Sabrina when you play that and check that meta out. There's the swamp. There's the consular security forces. Mission brief. Choose a player, draw 2 cards. Get some cards in. Yeah, surprise. After a while, you kind of see what the main cards are. This person, Insurgents, when you control another, what's that, Rebel unit. This unit has regain rate 2, so that goes to 3. With the 4 defense. It's pretty good, it's only 2. Get into action. Oh, look at this, maximum firepower. Friendly Imperial unit deals damage equal to its power. 2 units of power, like it's 2, and you use another 2, that's 4. So if you do 2 damage, you get 4 damage, I'm assuming. Then another friendly Imperial unit deals damage equal to its power to the same unit. Oh, okay, so you can have 2 Imperial, basically friendly forces attacking an enemy. Basically, you have 2 here, 2 here, and they both attack the same thing. And dead. It's 4 damage. It's devastating too. It's cost 4 though. There's a reason why that is not easy. That's basically, to play this, you have to tap 4 resources. Metal is a moment of peace. Give a shield token. That's nice. 1. Buy you time. Too expensive. That's a pretty good draw card. I think not a lot of damage, but a free card. Just makes the game go by faster. Oh, look at this. Occupier siege tank. Grit. So I get 1. So +1. This is, unit gets +1 for each damage. Damage. So if this was down 3, this goes up to 6. 3, 7, so forth, so forth. It's devastating. It's a siege tank. And the faithful AT overwhelm. Overall, we're tracking any additional flip. So we have a damage of 5 and it kills it, and that one other damage will go to the base. Oh, this is a 7th Fleet Defender, shielded. Okay, so it can take a hit and keep going. That's basically it, but it's pretty. Oh, look at that. I love the graphics. I mean, I love the art. The art is immaculate. They did a very good job. AT. This is while you control another vehicle unit. This unit gains ambush. After you play this unit, it may ready and attack all enemy units. Oh. So it's a attack. It's constantly going back. It's not really resting. It's like, I don't need rest. I'm on a ATRT. It's like I'm in a Zumba, one of those mall cop chargeable, rechargeable what's it, bicycles or whatever you call them. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. I'm assuming we put these separate from those. Maybe use a bug bonus. So this is Vanguard Ace. It's a pretty good card, I'm assuming. There's a lot of lasers going on. Cost 2. And there's the aspect. Like I said, you need all the aspects in order to not increase the cost if you're a leader in your base. So that's important. I mean, you can use the outside, but you pay a higher cost. It would take longer to get into action. So it'd be counterintuitive unless there's a really good strategy. I mean, you somehow find a new meta. But it behooves you to try and match the icons with the leader in the base. This is Blazing Malbus. This is Grit and Sentinel. So he does both. Pretty strong. Cost 4 though. That's why. Gravis, your friendly unit, deals damage to an enemy unit equal to the amount of damage on the friendly unit plus 1. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Bindi, Sentinel, so it's like a wall. Rally Cry, Raid 2, this phase, only one phase, it's an event. So the events tend to be one phase, one time in a moment. And you have the upgrades. And you got Bossack. Bossack. He's a leader. Not a leader, it's a unit, but it's a ground. It's a that little star represents kind of like not a leader, but kind of like second to a leader. It's like a lieutenant or whatnot. Ambush. When you play an event, you may deal 2 damage to a unit. High cost of 5. It does a lot. Let's see. Spark Rebellion, Spectre. Look at the opponent's hand, discard a card from it. That is pretty devastating. If it's a card you need, you don't have a lot of to make your deck. AT. Very expensive. End game. Power failure. Defeat any number of upgrades on a unit. Pretty cool. Reinforced Walker. When played on attack, look at the top card of your deck. Either draw that card or discard it and heal 3 from your base. That's a pretty good card, but once again, 8. Oh, wow. I mean, they have 8 resources and still be kicking. Don't get cocky. Don't get cocky. There's a gambit. Choose a unit, one at a time. Reveal the card from your deck until you've chosen to stop or have revealed 7 cards. And if the combined cost of the revealed cards is 7 or less, you deal that much damage to the chosen unit. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of the deck in a random order. Entrenched, attached units cannot attack bases. It's just pure infantry. Ruthless Raider. When played, when defeated, deal 2 damage to an enemy base and 2 damage to an enemy. Wow. Just when played, deal 2 damage to an enemy base and 2 damage. I guess both have to take place. So when you play it, you do this. High cost once again, so I wouldn't be surprised. So when you play this first time, doing both of these. Then when you defeat it, doing it again. So in theory, I mean, you're doing 4. That's another 2 and another 2. It's like 6. Devastating. Alright. Oh, we got some shinies back here. Look at this. Thank you, sir. Look at him. Thank you, sir. Look at that. Look at that. And I think this is something called Hyper. So the Hyper, I believe the outside is is kind of like continuing. This is just a hollow, but this one is higher than this one because you can have more of the art. This one is kind of like consolidated throughout the whole card is the hollow, as you can see. I don't know if they call that particular name or whatnot. Usually at the bottom, if it's a TCG, so they're the guys who make the Pokemon cards. Hint, hint. Right? Alright. I think I see SOR, so that's like special rare. I don't know what the SOR, I think it's something that ends in English, and it tells you the number right there. It says 116/252. So just like Pokemon in terms of tracking. This arm, another hyper, and then Yoda. Wow, look at that, guys. Here's Yoda doing his thing. There's that aggression. Pretty card. It's not really a hollow, but it was pretty. There's a lot of detail. And here we go, guys. Look at that. Black 1. That is beautiful. This is when played, when defeated. You may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3. That can be very good and very bad at the same time, because if you haven't gone through your card and from the start, put those resources down, and you need those cards in your hand. This would be more of a card of, and this thing is, look, it's level 6, so it shouldn't matter, right? So when you're playing this, you're going to discard your card. When you get defeated, you're going to discard. So at this point, probably already, have your strategy down. You already picked everything. But thank you so much. I appreciate the cards here, and I believe I did get a bonus card from him. Once again, look at this. This is a Luke Skywalker. So this one's interesting because it incorporates both hollow and hyper, both, and the cost is, I'm kind of trying to get this in focus for you guys. And the cost is 7. So it's going to take a while. So you really have to have a game plan to get to 7. You can't go into it haphazardly. You need to have a game plan. And it all starts with the low cards. And so then you're going to be having this with maybe 2 or 3 other cards to kind of synergize it and hope, no one knocks it out. But that's a beauty. I do like that a lot. And I believe this game will really take off. One, it's fast, it's fun. You can play with family and friends. It's very intuitive. And I have more coming in. I just wanted to share that with you. I'm pretty excited about it. Stoked. I wanted to break the trend of my typical TCG friends, whether it's Charmander or Pikachu. So wanted to definitely share that with you and let you know, my passion for Star Wars as well as a kid growing up. Those are the 2 go-tos. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you stayed with me for this long, thumbs up. Thank you for listening. And those that want to get in and are thinking about it, I would say dive in. Don't be discouraged. It's a game. Don't take life so serious, Be happy. But thank you again for the support. I really appreciate the comments, and let me know. What do you guys think in terms of, when played? See if what I said made sense, maybe not. But definitely fun, and you can't go wrong. TCG, the same guys that brought us the beloved characters that we know, whether it's Pikachu, Charizard, and guess what? They're in the business of making stars and wars. So highly recommend you guys participate, take any action. See you guys out there in the stores. Maybe go to a tournament, local tournament. Support your local store. That's what it's about, guys. And as you see, I obviously support stores, game stores, and because every kid needs a place to chill and relax and make friends, win cards. It boosts morale. It just that winning dice, winning items to bring in both business and patrons. it's a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful thing, and that's what make those small, stores kind of like a collective point for stores and shops. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in and staying with me for this long. All right, have a safe day, morning, night, whatever time it is there for you guys, and don't forget to subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think, especially with the different variations and cards. Which one's your favorite? Let me know, and I'll get back with you guys as soon as possible. All right, thank you guys. Thank you for your support. Bye.